every county. This is your statewide newscast, Arkansas Today.
Good afternoon. I'm Rebecca Jeffrey in for Mallory Brooks. Thanks so much for joining us for Arkansas Today. Walmart is changing its gun policies in response to recent mass shootings. The announcement comes just days after 7 people were shot and killed in Odessa, Texas, and follows 2 other back-to-back shootings last month, one of them at a Walmart store in El Paso, Texas. Kelly O'Neill reports on how people are reacting to this policy change.
I think it does send a really big message that the climate towards gun safety is changing, and we're hoping that our senators, when they go back to work in Washington, will follow suit and do their part to take action.
Walmart announces it's discontinuing sales of short barrel rifle and handgun ammunition, and it's halting handgun sales in Alaska, marking a complete exit from handguns in that state.
Tragic that it takes tragedy to bring about change, but we're really grateful that Walmart is putting the safety of its customers and its employees first.
In a letter to associates, Walmart CEO Doug McMillon says the company experienced 2 horrific events in 1 week, and they'll never be the same, referencing a mass shooting in El Paso, Texas inside a Walmart store and another shooting in Dayton, Ohio. Now, the world's largest retailer is also asking customers to no longer openly carry firearms in stores, even where open carry is permitted.
It's clearly a political move. No one believes it's going to make a change.
State Senator Bart Hester says while he supports Walmart's decision to end open carry in stores,
I don't think they believe, nor I believe, this will affect a mass shooting in America, whether Walmart sells ammunition or not.
Now, despite these changes, Walmart says it will still serve responsible hunters, sportsmen and women, and allowing shoppers to purchase weapons, apparel, and ammunition used for recreational purposes. Jonesboro police are investigating a homicide in the southwest side of town on Floyd Street. Around 6:45 last night, 33-year-old Felicia Chanel was reported missing after she didn't pick up her kids from school. A short time later, officers were sent to her house because a family member found her body in a bedroom. The case is being investigated as a homicide. No arrests have been made. A desperate 911 call for help was met with a scolding from a Fort Smith dispatcher. In the days since the audio of the woman's last words came out, the police department says they've received more than 100 threats.
I'm scared. I've never had anything like this happen to me before.
Well, this will teach you next time. Don't drive in the water.
Couldn't see it, ma'am. I'm sorry, or I wouldn't have.
I don't see how you didn't see it. You had to go right over it, so.
A police spokesman said today the majority of those threats were from out-of-state callers and are not considered credible. The calls range from vague insults to death threats.
I completely understand the disgust and the concern that we all have in regards to the interactions between the dispatcher and Ms. Stevens.
Interim Chief Baker says the dispatcher handed in her resignation notice weeks before, and she was working her final shift when she took that call. The department is looking into ways they can improve their dispatch response policies. The city of Fayetteville is still not ready to implement a new entertainment district. The ordinance had its second reading at last night's city council meeting. It would allow alcohol throughout a defined district during special events. But one business owner spoke up Tuesday night with some concerns, including who would be liable if there was an alcohol-related incident.
As they peel back the layers of this onion, they realize how, complicated it can be. And I think that after they speak with the ABC and maybe get some more input from business owners, they might see that this needs to be either rewritten or tabled for a little while they kind of iron out the details.
The mayor's office said it will continue to research the topic and report back to the council. The breathing apparatuses being used by the Cherokee Village Fire Department right now, almost 20 years old. New ones, though, are on the way. The new oxygen bottles are lighter weight and will allow for double the oxygen time, giving the firefighters 45 minutes worth of oxygen compared to just 20 minutes.
When you have people engaging in fighting fires inside structures, they need to know that they're going in there with the best possible equipment they have.
Now, right now, the city's only able to buy 10 new breathing devices, but they have plans to buy another 10 in November. So Soldiers and firefighters in Brazil's Nova Fronteira region have joined forces to combat one of the many fires that have consumed large swaths of the country's Amazon rainforest. The president there has made tens of thousands of troops available to help extinguish the fires. This year alone, the Amazon saw 30,000 fires in August, which is the highest for the month since 2010. Hong Kong Chief Executive Carrie Lam has announced the government will formally withdraw an extradition bill that has sparked months of demonstrations in the city, bowing to one of the protesters' demands. The bill would have allowed people in Hong Kong to be sent to the mainland China for trials. It sparked massive protests that have become increasingly violent there. Lam said earlier today they would not accept any other demands. Aerial footage shows scenes of utter ruin in parts of the Bahamas in the wake of Hurricane Durian, the most powerful storm on record ever to hit those islands. At least 5 deaths have been reported, with the full scope of the disaster still unknown. The storm's relentless winds and rain battered the islands, home to about 70,000 people. A Red Cross spokesperson said more than 45% of the homes on 2 of those islands are believed to have been severely damaged or destroyed. Let's take a look at today in history. The Little Rock 9 barred from entering Little Rock Central High School by the National Guard. They were summoned by Arkansas Governor Orville Faubus to block integration. That, of course, happened 1957. And in 1998, Google was founded. The original name for the company, Backrub. Yeah, I can see why that didn't stick.